Hi, here I am again, and this time we're going to talk about acrylic paint and the colors. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the benefits of acrylic paint. It dries fast, and if you don't like what you did, you can just either wipe it off or you can paint over it with white, titanium white, and start all over again. So I love acrylic paint for that reason. Some people don't like it because it dries so fast, but I actually think that it can be very forgiving. And because I worked in pastels for so many years and worked in layers, acrylic paint affords working in layers because it does dry fast. So you can put layer upon layer upon layer and you never have to worry about it cracking. And you don't have to worry about having a balance of a solvent with a medium at all. You don't have to worry about that because of the way that the acrylic binds together. You're just not going to have problems with cracking. So it's a great medium for that reason. However, when I talk to you about the colors I want you to pick, I want you to have a warm yellow and a cool yellow. A warm yellow would be something like cad yellow medium. And then a cool yellow would be like light yellow, light hue. That would be a cool, it would be more towards the green. A warm, for your red, a warm red would be cad red light or cad red medium. A cool red would be like alizarin crimson. For your blue, you would want a warm blue like phthalo blue, or you'd want a cool blue like ultramarine blue. And as I talked in the explained in the oil painting section why I want it warm and cool, I will do this again for you. For example, let me say you wanted to make a beautiful, brilliant, luminescent purple. And you took cad red and you mixed it with ultramarine blue. You would not get a very luminescent purple. You would get a toned down, more earthy purple, which is not really what you want. You want a royal purple. And so you would want to take your ultramarine blue and mix it with alizarin crimson, that they're almost neighboring each other on the color wheel. As you can see on the color wheel, a cool blue and a cool red are neighbors, and so they will make a nice, brilliant purple. Now, it's true with all the other colors, which I will explain in class, and I'll actually have you do a little exercise with that, how you can make brilliant colors with the right kind of yellow mixed with the right kind of blue. How you get a brilliant green, and how you would get a more subdued green by taking a different blue. And sometimes you want your colors to be very intense, especially when you mix to make the intermediate colors, because these red, yellow, and blue are primary colors, and purple, orange, and green are secondary colors. And so when you want to make your secondary colors from these primaries to get them to be the brightest and most intense that you can get, when I say bright, I mean brilliant, clean, luminescent, highly saturated, you want to have the mix with neighboring primaries. So, and if you don't, you're going to end up mixing with another blue, a primary that maybe has a little bit of the third color, like in it. So if you had taken like this orange, this cadmium red hue that's warm, has actually a little bit of yellow in it. So when you mix it with ultramarine, you're actually mixing yellow, red, and blue, which in the end moves you to making, reducing the saturation and intensity of the color. And you lose the purity of the color, which in some cases is exactly what you want to do if you want to make a color recede. So we'll talk about this more in class, but the colors that I want you to have are a warm and cool yellow, a warm and cool blue, and a warm and cool red. You can use, Grumbacher has a great, Liquitex has a great set of acrylics, Galleria, Winsor Newton, there's a bunch of companies that make a great Liquitex. The only thing I don't like is the basics, Liquitex basics, because I think that they're not very good pigmented paints. So sometimes you have to use a ton of, half a tube to get a yellow, when you mix with blue to get a green, and it's just not worth, you appear to get more paint when you purchase it, but you're actually paying more for the paint in the long run. The other color I'm interested in you get is burnt sienna, because if we do, it's good underpainting color for landscapes, or also it works well for portraits. But and then a black, and a Mars black is good. Any of the blacks that you see will work well. So, but primarily we're going to be working with the colors and not black. So the other thing I want you to have is a container for your water, and I want to have 2 containers, one for cleaning your brushes and one for pure water. And so you have, you won't need any dryers because the acrylic paint dries quickly, and I don't really want you to get an extender. There's a lot of things you can add to the acrylic paint, but we don't need to do that this time. And if you have any questions, I want you to leave them in the comments below, or you can email me and I'll be happy to help suggest something. I don't want you to buy tons of color. Don't buy, I told you what brand, don't look for these big sets of colors. You got 58 colors and they're tiny little tubes. They won't work. They won't work because they don't help you to, they're not, the pigments aren't that good. It's better to have fewer colors and to have quality pigments than a big set that has multiple colors with tiny little tubes that don't have very much pigment. So I love acrylic painting. I've done it for years, and I can make the acrylic paintings look like oil paintings, and people don't even know that they're acrylic paintings. So we're going to have fun with acrylic, and if you have any questions, don't forget to leave your questions in the comments below. Subscribe, and looking forward to seeing you in class. It's going to be really fun. Bye.